Hi everybody, this is my spring tour mid-May. Just thought I would show you what is blooming and what is coming on right now and an update on what I've been doing. So we'll start over with the bed that I put in last summer. These are mostly plants from my mom's and my sister's. We have some ferns here and I can't wait to see what this iris does. Coming up there, and lilies. This is a rose I transplanted out of one of my pots. It was a miniature rose. I had two of them in pots over where I'll show you. And the other one didn't make it through the winter, so I just plopped this one over here. This is an endless summer hydrangea that doesn't get too big, just sits about that size. And here is a lilac that I brought over from Mom's. I don't know the variety, but it's beautiful. Not a lot of scent to me, but coming on. And another iris coming up here. In fact, another one back there. This is my little $7 miniature yellow rose that I got from the grocery store last year. And this is a coral, I want to say knockout, but I don't think it's a knockout. I think I have a sign here. What's it say? I need to yeah, it is a knockout coral. A lot of it died off over this past winter. And here are the pinks that I moved from that other garden. And this is a white type of pink. So they're doing pretty well over here. I think this is a weed, but I like the leaves. And this is my original lavender. Let's go this way. I'm coming in a weird way, thing I noticed. This is the wisteria I planted. It didn't do very well in another spot, but look. Let's see if I can get. It's gonna bloom. Kind of excited about that. As you can see. Clematises are coming up. And the roses are starting to show. Not a lot of flowers yet, obviously. But things are doing really super well here. This is Lady of Shalott. She's coming. And this, forgive the airplane. I forgot it's around 5 o'clock in the evening. And it is time for all the planes to come into Metro. But that is snow in summer. Those are 4 small plants I put in. And I let them bloom and then I just cut them back. This is Crown Princess Marguerite. She seems to be doing very well this year. And this is Zephrine. Zephrine had a lot of dieback. We had a late frost. So I pruned her really back hard. And we'll see if we get some basil breaks. This is Princess Alexandria of Kent, I believe. Yeah, this is my favorite rose so far. I like you all. Don't get angry. Here are my hydrangeas. And a lot of weeds. This is the one that I thought had died, and this is Quickfire. I thought it died, and I'd have to dig it out, but it came back. But the hydrangeas really took it bad this winter. So, I'm a little concerned about that. This is my hydrangea alley back here. See, we had a cold night the other night, and it just tips them. It's like it tips my roses. This is Oh, I can't remember. I know it's somewhere. It's not Marc Chagall. But I had to do a lot of pruning and cutting back. And this is my Chicago piece, which was gorgeous last year, but look at what the winter did to it. And the cold snips we get. But I am getting new growth here, so I am thinking it'll be fine. The phlox is coming back. 2 different kinds. Got the hole for something. I don't know yet. Phenomenal lavender with, I mean, how many of you go through your garden and just pull weeds? I haven't figured out what I'm going to put in this pot yet. It's coming. These are the end of my tulips. But look at here. Look at the irises. I got those last summer, I think. They were on sale at a discount rack, and I just tossed them in the ground. Here's Handel. Finally showing some beautiful growth. It's another one I had to move. Didn't like where she was. This is an unknown rose. We will find out what this is when it blooms, if it's Dr. Huey or not. I found a bunch of bulbs that I hadn't planted. I don't know what they were. So I just tossed them in there. I dug that big grass out of there. So I stuck that in there. And this is creeping phlox. And this is the Dicentra. I'm going to get another one of these. I went to the store and got some plants, but the prices are killing me. And I didn't see a Dicentra there. I'm going to go over, maybe Lowe's has some. What a gorgeous plant. And there's an Astilbe coming back. These are all Echinacea, self-seeded. Literally, I threw seeds in years ago, and that's what they are. And here's another Astilbe coming. Daylilies. 2 other Astilbe. My red wood dogwood. And I took that big grass out of the back here behind the tulips and planted a couple alliums in there. I'm not quite sure what those dudes are, but these are some, what do they call them? They're like a heuchera, but, oh God, it'll come to me. Old peonies. Because that grass is gone and the fence is gone, it's now getting sun back here. So the peonies are finally growing. Here's my memorial garden so far. Heucheras, and I planted some coleus, and there are hostas and ferns, and that's my heuchera bed back there. So when this starts to fill in, I think it'll be pretty. And that's the Brunnera way back over here. Let me wander around here. Try not to kill myself. Here's another rose, the one that I rescued from my friend Lori. And it has blooms on it. And it kind of looks like a Floribunda. It's got a red one here. So maybe it is Dr. Huey. But the ferns are doing fabulously. And there's the Brunnera. It had bloomed with the blue flowers. But they're gone now. Here is an Astilbe that I overpaid way too much for, but you know what happens when you get into a gardening store. I was going to divide it, but I literally ran out of steam and didn't have the strength, so I'm going to see if it thrives in this spot. And it'll be an anchor point for this side of this garden. And maybe next year I'll divide it. So we're getting into the Hakanikoa, which I'm growing to get bigger and bigger, and then I'll divide it. Here's my poor Rhodie that frost nipped, just killed it. This is New Dawn, growing up. This is a sweet autumn clematis, which stays green until August, September, then beautiful white flowers. Just tons of them. And there's the heuchera I transplanted last summer. Look how big they are. This is James Galway growing up here. Come around this way and show you. So he's doing really nicely. This is Harel Dahl. And this is Scepter Dial. This is the replacement I got from David Austin. All we have on it is this. And this little one. Sad. Cherry Parfait Rose. And this is Vanessa Bell. More heuchera. And this is Eustacia Vi. Now here are some fun things that I had to get. I was at Home Depot. This is where I had the roses last year, the miniature roses. That one died. But look at that. I really like that. Salvia. And here's another one. This is Salvia. And this is an At Last. And that back here is Dark Night. This is Unknown. And this is Unknown, transplanted from way over there when that was just that tiny little bed in the back there. Doing much better here. And this is an Unknown Climber. I think it's America. It looks like it. I love it. Now here's a sad story. These are two azaleas, A and B, and you can see where the winter wind nipped all the blooms off of this one. I don't see any blooms on it. And then when it blooms, it's just lovely. But I won't get any blooms this year. There's some glads coming up that I thought didn't make it last year. And here's some heuchera. And I think this is a dicentrid as well. I love that plant. And Nepeta. This rose, which took a beating in the winter, Royal Welcome. And wand flowers coming back. Now it's funny, look at this one here did really well, and this one did not. It's just starting to come back. This one here is Peace, and this is Bliss Parfuma. And I think that's a salvia back there. I did not plant that. So I pulled this guy out and I'm going to plant it probably with begonias this year. This is Garden Sun, one of my original roses that I transplanted here. And over here is Joseph's Coat, which took a beating from this winter. But I'm just loving these irises. I think I'm going to start getting more irises. Here's some Gerber daisies I picked up. Put them in pots. Here's my peach tree. This is a bed I just worked on yesterday, day before. Dug it up. I have to clean the stones. Excuse me. And I think I'll put some fabric underneath the stones so I don't have to deal with all the weeds. And here's my little apricot. And here is another Gerber daisy coming on here. In here is a rose bush that is half Dr. Huey and half, I think, sentimental. So when it tells me what it is this year, when it blooms, I'm going to be cutting off the Dr. Huey. Then over here, is a scepter dial. Being kind of protected. So it's before the bloom season and before I have gone crazy at the stores, which I don't think I'll be able to do this year because the cost is insane. Oh, I ordered from a place called the Greenhouse 3 roses. One to, here, let me get around here so you can see. One to replace, I had one I had gotten from the, remember, I don't know if you guys saw it on the list, but Macy's had a deal. Well, they died. They were worthless. But I wanted the Summer Romance. So I got that one to replace that. They come small, so it's got to be babied. And here are 2 that I wanted. And I just have them in here to grow on Colettes. Now here's the problem. Now I know a lot of people don't comment on my videos, but when you do, Colette grows big. It's a climber. Where am I going to put her? Yeah. So I've put them in the pots. I have time to grow them on. And then figure out something I was thinking about, and tell me if I'm crazy. And I am crazy. I inherited these. They're fences. You can stake into the ground. I think they're pretty. I'm wondering if I can figure out a way to like stack them and grow the roses up on them, and then place them all along here in the back. Maybe move my phlox, but have it like right here. I'm the queen of T-posts, so I can do that and wire them up. If you can come up with, if you have any other ideas, see, if I plant here, the sun comes this way. You can see it up there. So it would, if the Colettes got really big, they'd shade these, which I don't want to do. And I could maybe put them here, or at least one. Then I'd have to move Royal Windsor. The other place I could put them, get over here, is I do have room back here. I could plant one here, and then use this trellis here, over here, and then just wind them all the way up over that. That might be the easiest trick. I'd have to move this heucheras. That might be what I do. And for the Summer Romance, I'm sure I could find a spot. I have to even these stones out. And I can do some planting in here. I don't know. The other crazy thing, oh, I've got to see the maples. Look at these babies. Okay. I haven't placed them out. This is the, I'm looking for my tag. This is the Dragon Master. I had made a tag for this guy. Look at this leaf. It's just gorgeous. And this is, I did have signs. What do the squirrels do? Take my signs? For God's sakes. This is Autumn Moon. did. This is Waterfall. And this is my Shigera. And this one's just doing fabulously. This is, I turn them so they get different bits of sun. Oh, this is Ryusin. I should have known. Beautiful. So I will move those out, but they're very heavy to move. So I may need some help to do that. But all the different colors there. The other thing that I've done, remember my hydrangea experiment last year I propagated? This one made it, this one made it, and that one made it. Out of, I think, 12. I took them out of the buckets, the ones that were dead, and the root systems were great. It just didn't make it through the winter, so. And then I have a few things here that I picked up. So that is it for mid-May tour. I have to get out to the stores and judiciously shop. I don't know if I'll be planting all my pots this year because I think the prices for annuals are just a little outrageous. And so we can do what we do, right? Thank you for stopping by. And if you like it, hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe. I need more folks. Thanks. Have a great one and see you in the next one.